Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today we are going to start online classes of MA English Part 1 relating to different universities. We will read the syllabus inshallah. First of all, the first lecture is a bit introductory lecture. Here we will see that there are two types of master degrees which are taught, which students prepare in Pakistan. We have MA in English literature, and we have once again MA in English language or in English linguistics. We have these two types of MAs. We have most of the universities which are preparing students for MA English literature. However, in some universities we have mixture of literature and linguistics too, with the major focus on linguistics. Such as university, we have mixture of both of these. In Punjab University, we have separate MA for linguistics and for literature too. अगर हम CSS और PMS वगैरह की बात करें तो या लेक्चरर के टेस्ट की बात करें, we have 70 to 80% paper from literature and 30% syllabus from linguistics for the test of lecturer, right? So when we keep in mind to join as a lecturer or to become a CSP officer, it's better to pass our MA in literature because it opens your mind. So here we are going to discuss what is literature and what is MA English in literature. So for the beginning we are going to discuss here literature. What is literature? Literature क्या है? Literature is an interpretation of life through the medium of language. Life is presented and life is presented through language. We can have literature in Urdu, we can have literature in English, we can have literature in any other language. So whatever the language is, one characteristic of literature is that it exposes life. There is no other opinion, art is always about life. So is the case with the literature. Literature exposes life. Whose life it exposes? It exposes the life of man. Man is presented in literature, in art. Man is exposed. Man has got mind, man has got heart. So it is the mind of man which is presented in literature as well as the heart. Man lives in a society. Since man is presented, it is automatically his society which is presented. So literature is about man, about heart of man, about mind of man, about society in which he lives. There are various facets of society. We have a moral facet of the society. We have cultural facet, culture of the society. We have political facet of the society. We have economical facet of the society. What is the economical facet? Whether it is an agricultural society or it is any other kind of society, maybe industrial society, maybe any other. However, we have a philosophical facet of the society. Philosophical facet. So all societies have their own philosophies on which they are practically acting upon. Here we are going to see what are the, so there are other facets too, like moral, like cultural, political, economical, philosophical, religious facet. We have another one, religious facet. So all these facets are, then we have domestic facet of the society, domestic life. We have different domestic life which is presented in literature. So these are some of the facets which are presented in literature. So literature may be about one thing or may be about all these things. Literature may be about one facet or may be about all facets. Literature may be exposing one individual personality, his psychology, his art, his mind, or it may be presenting man in general. So these are various facets of literature. These are various facets of society or man. These are various aspects of man which we are going to study in literature. Literature has three major kinds. In the past, it has only two major kinds. We have poetry and we have prose. But now it has three major types or kinds. We have uh, poetry. In the past, drama is the second one. Drama was in poetry in the past, but now it is also in prose. And we have the third facet, prose. Poetry is of two types. We have subjective poetry and we have objective poetry. In the subjective poetry, personality of the speaker or the poet is presented. In objective poetry, society is presented, others' opinions are presented. We have drama, we have three major types: comedy, tragedy, and tragicomedy. Tragicomedy. So this is the third type, and in prose we have novel, we have short stories, we have essays, we have biography. So these are the four types of prose. So what is poetry? What is drama? What is prose? This we will discuss while reading poetry. We will first have an introductory lecture on what is poetry, and then on drama, what is drama, and similarly on prose. So these three things are included in MA English in any university. So far as MA English in Punjab University or other universities are concerned, there are normally five major papers. Five major papers. First of all, we have the paper of classical poetry, and there may be 7 to 8 poets in every university. We are going to study 4 to 5 poets. The second one is drama. The third one is novel. The fourth one is prose, and the fifth one is American literature. These are the 5 papers in English, part 1, and there may be some difference of different authors. That is why I am not going to mention authors here, because the authors which are included in the first paper of classical poetry may be different from the authors in any other university. In the University of Sargodha, in Gujarat University, or in Bahawalpur University. Similarly, there may be some difference of change of paper. Novel may be on 4th number or prose may be on 3rd number. So these types of minor alterations will be discussed, inshallah. So however, you know what is literature, and we have one thing in literature that it exposes. It gives an exposure to the life. Here we have questions only on exposure of life. Exposure, what is exposed? Life is exposed. It is the life of man. We have questions on this, on society, on political, moral, and social facets. The second thing in literature is that it entertains. There is entertainment. Entertainment. We may have question on entertainment. The third thing is in literature, we have moral reformation. You can say what is the moral lesson, or how is the moral reformation presented are there in the piece of literature, in poetry, in drama, in novel. So we can only have questions on life, on man, on entertainment, on reformation. So these are the 3 types of questions that we will discuss, inshallah, writer by writer, paper by paper. Thank you very much.